Brace yourself for a roller coaster of laughter, because what you're about to watch will blow your mind and tickle your funny bone at the same time. Today, we're diving headfirst into the peculiar world of unusual phobias. Yes, the fears that make you scratch your head and wonder, do people really fear that? From the fear of long words to the dread of peanut butter sticking to your mouth's roof, we've got it all. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the world of the funniest phobias you've never heard of. Have you ever heard of hippopotamonstrosis squipedaliophobia? It's the fear of long words. Yes, you heard it right. Now, if you're giggling to yourself because the name of this phobia is, in fact, a long word itself, then you've just stumbled upon one of life's most delicious ironies. It's like being scared of spiders and finding out that your fear is called arachnophobia spider terrifyingly long word phobia. It's enough to send a shudder down anyone's spine, isn't it? But let's delve a little deeper into this fascinating fear. Imagine this. You're sitting at a quiet cafe, sipping your morning coffee, when suddenly, a word like anti-disestablishmentarianism pops up in your crossword puzzle. Most people would just shrug, scratch their heads, and possibly Google what on earth that means. But for someone with hippopotamonstrosis squipedaliophobia, that's a full-blown horror movie scenario right there. Now you may be thinking, how often does that really happen? I mean, how many long words are there? Well, hold on to your hats because the English language has over 2,000 words that are 15 letters or more. That's a lot of potential terror for someone with this phobia. And it's not just crosswords or reading books that can be a minefield. Imagine trying to navigate the world of technology. Oh, the horror when they encounter the word telecommunications or microprocessor. Even a trip to the doctor could turn into a nightmare when words like otorhinolaryngologist are thrown around. But let's not forget that laughter is the best medicine. So, in a weirdly twisted way, hippopotamonstrosis squipedaliophobia brings a bit of humor to our lives. It's a reminder that fears can be as unique and varied as the humans who carry them. And that, in itself, is something to smile about. So next time you come across a long word, remember, it could be someone's worst nightmare. Bananas are a nutritious fruit, but for some they are a source of sheer terror. Welcome to the world of banana phobia. Imagine a world where the sight of a banana sends shivers down your spine. A world where the mere mention of a banana smoothie makes your heart pound faster than a rabbit chased by a fox. Welcome to the life of a banana phobic. Banana phobia, the fear of bananas, might seem laughable to some, but it's as real as the fear of heights or spiders. And mind you, it's not just about the fear of eating this potassium-packed fruit. It's the sight, the smell, the texture, even the thought of bananas that can trigger panic. Now let's delve into some hilarious yet true stories of people grappling with this peculiar phobia. Picture this, a grown man, a pillar of strength and courage, forced to take a detour around the supermarket just to avoid the fruit aisle. Why, you ask? Because it's banana season, and he can't bear the sight of those yellow devils. Or how about this one? A family breakfast table turned into a battlefield, not because of a heated argument, but due to a single banana in the fruit bowl. The culprit banana, creating chaos and turning an otherwise peaceful morning into a scene straight out of a comedy movie. And here's the cherry, or should we say banana, on top. A woman who would rather brave a storm than step foot in a bakery selling banana bread. The mere whiff of that banana-infused aroma is enough to make her sprint faster than an Olympic runner. But let's not mock these folks. After all, we all have our fears. Some might fear spiders, others might fear confined spaces. And then, there are those who fear bananas. It's a strange world we live in, isn't it? So next time you see someone giving a wide berth to a banana, don't laugh. They might just be dealing with banana phobia, a fear as real as any other but with a comedic twist that's hard to ignore. Who knew the humble banana could be so terrifying? Sitting down for a rest? Not for those with cathysophobia, the fear of sitting. Yes, you heard me right, some folks would rather take a long walk off a short pier than settle down on a comfortable chair. Now this might seem like a walk in the park, but imagine the horrors of an office job or a cross-country car ride. It's like a never-ending game of musical chairs without the music. Picture this. Bob, a successful accountant who can crunch numbers faster than you can say calculator. But ask him to sit for a meeting, he'd rather do a handstand. His colleagues have grown accustomed to his standing meetings. They even joke that Bob has invented a new form of stand-up comedy. And then there's Margaret, a social butterfly who loves a good party. But when it's time to settle down for dinner, she's more likely to be seen hovering around the buffet table, plate in hand, than sitting at the dinner table. She's become quite the expert at balancing her plate, drink, and conversation, all while standing. Her friends often joke they've never seen her take a load off at any event, but perhaps the most amusing anecdote is of little Timmy, a 7-year-old who insists on standing during his entire school day. His teachers initially thought it was restlessness, until they found him standing while watching TV at home, eating his cereal, even during story time. Now, his school has a standing desk just for him. He's become quite the trendsetter. It's funny, isn't it? How something as mundane as sitting can become an Everest for some. But hey, who are we to judge? We all have our own quirks. Some of us can't stand the sight of bananas, some of us are terrified of long words, and some are just, well, standing up to their fears, quite literally. So the next time you offer someone a chair, be prepared for a refusal. After all, sitting down is not everyone's cup of tea. Or should that be, not everyone's seat of tea? Oh, the puns I could sit on. If you dread dinner parties, you might relate to those with dipnophobia, the fear of dinner conversations. Now imagine this. You're seated at a lavish table, the aroma of the delicious food wafting around you. The clinking of cutlery and wine glasses sets the mood. All seems perfect, right? But then, someone decides to initiate a conversation. Your heart starts racing, palms get sweaty, and you're hit with a wave of anxiety. Welcome to the world of dipnophobia. This fear can turn a lovely dinner into an ordeal that could rival the most daunting roller coaster ride. And it's not just about fearing controversial topics or Aunt Bertha's infamous interrogation about your love life. No, it's the fear of dinner conversations in general. Think about it, you're sitting there, a piece of broccoli precariously hanging from your fork, and suddenly you're asked about your opinion on climate change. Or worse, while you're trying to wrestle with a piece of steak, someone wants your views on the socio-economic implications of the latest political scandal. It's enough to make anyone choke. Now let me share some funny stories about awkward silences at dinner tables. There was once a man who, to avoid conversations, pretended to choke on his food every time someone attempted to strike up a chat. He'd cough, splutter, and take gulps of water while everyone would look on in concern. He became so good at this act that he could make himself turn red at will. Then there was this lady who, in an attempt to evade conversation, would talk to her food. Yes, you heard it right. She'd ask the peas about their day, or tell the mashed potatoes how she liked their consistency. Needless to say, it made for some hilariously uncomfortable dinners. So, next time you're at a dinner, spare a thought for those with dipnophobia. They might not be bored or antisocial, they might just be scared of the conversation. And remember, not everyone at the table is ready for a debate between mouthfuls. So enjoy your meal, but be careful with your words. Love peanut butter sandwiches? Not if you have arachibutyrophobia, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Yes, you heard it right. There are people out there who break into a cold sweat at the mere thought of a PB&J sandwich. It may sound nutty, but this fear is as real as the peanut butter itself. Picture this. You're at a family picnic, and there's a tray of peanut butter sandwiches being passed around. Everyone's happily munching away, but one individual politely declines. They're not allergic, nor do they dislike the taste. The reason? They're terrified of the sticky menace that peanut butter can be. Now imagine being a kid with this fear, living in a world where peanut butter is practically a staple in every lunchbox. The innocent peanut butter sandwich, a symbol of childhood nostalgia for many, becomes a thing of dread. The school cafeteria, a battleground. And let's not even get started with Reese's Pieces. The horror. But it's not all doom and gloom. Some arachibutyrophobes have found ingenious ways to outsmart their fear. Like the one who layers their sandwich with jelly on both sides, creating a protective barrier against the peanut butter. Or the brave soul who opts for crunchy peanut butter, believing the chunks distract from the stickiness. There's also the story of the guy who only eats peanut butter sandwiches in the company of a trusted friend, equipped with a spoon at the ready, just in case a rescue mission is required. You've got to admire the camaraderie there. So, in a world full of fears, arachibutyrophobia may seem a little, well, sticky. But it's a reminder that we all have our quirks and idiosyncrasies. And that's what makes us all unique, right? So the next time you spread peanut butter on your toast, remember, it's not just a breakfast choice, it's a fearless act. That was a wild ride through the world of unusual phobias, wasn't it? Let's take a moment to breathe and dive back into the absurdity we've just encountered. Remember, laughter is the best therapy. We started our journey with the fear of long words. Yes, you heard it right. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, a phobia that is as long as the fear it represents. It's like naming a fear of heights, vertigo up in the sky surrounded by clouds and birds phobia. Imagine the irony, being afraid of long words and the name for your fear is the longest word you've ever seen. It's like a linguistic version of a haunted house. Then we moved on to a phobia that's bananas, literally. Banana phobia, the fear of bananas. It's not just monkeys who went bananas after hearing this. No more banana splits, banana bread, or even the simple pleasure of slipping on a banana peel in a classic slapstick comedy moment. Next, we tackled the fear of sitting, cathosophobia. Couch potatoes, beware. This phobia might just be the motivation you need to finally hit the gym, but think about it, what's scarier? The act of sitting itself or the possibility of someone stealing your seat when you get up to grab a snack? We then discussed the fear of dinner conversations, dipnophobia. Forget about the fear of public speaking. This one's about the fear of casual chit-chat over mashed potatoes. I mean, who wouldn't be scared of Aunt Mildred's never-ending stories about her cats or Uncle Bob's detailed explanation of his gout condition? And who can forget the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth, erechibutyrophobia? Try saying that 3 times fast, or even once, honestly. It's a sticky situation for sure. There goes your PB&J sandwich dream. But hey, at least you won't have to worry about your dog licking your face for an hour after lunch. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour through the wacky world of phobias. It's a wild, wild world out there filled with long words, bananas, chairs, dinner conversations, and peanut butter. Remember, the world is full of strange and funny fears. So keep laughing and keep exploring. Until next time, stay fearless.